We're going to the beach in Punta Negra, in Piriápolis, in Uruguay. I'll tell you the story while we look at the scenery, okay? Here we go. Hi guys, this is Silvana with Tripping with the Troccolis, and I don't know if I should tell you this. I am doing something that anywhere in the world would be considered a little dangerous, but I have to wing it because I have nothing else that I can do right now. So I'm driving my sister Gabriela's car. It's not an automatic, so I am driving, I am switching gears, and I'm talking to you. Let me switch this phone around so you can see where we're going. We're going to the beach in Punta Negra, in Piriápolis, in Uruguay. I'll tell you the story while we look at the scenery, okay? Here we go. All right, so here we go. You can see the water already. And let me tell you, this is the story of our life. I will try to make it as short as possible, as condensed as possible. But in the meantime, you can look at the way we're going towards the beach. Let me start from the beginning. And the beginning, the story of the Troccolis starts back in August of 1969. Yes, you heard it right. 50 years ago. We celebrated 50 years on August 9th of 2019. So that was like a couple of months ago. I don't know when you're watching this, but it was probably last month. This is September already, so I'm gonna try to find the beach is right there, as you can see right there. But I'm gonna try to find, and I don't know how to do this because I don't know the rules of this road yet. But I think I might be able to park around there, so I'm gonna turn here, try to park on the side of the road, and I hope nobody says anything. And it should be fine here. It should be fine as long as I don't fall in a ditch. I don't know what to do. Or should I park on the other side of this road? I don't want to park on the other side of the road because that is protected dunes, and it tells you right away that it's protected. So I think I'm just going to leave the car here. This should be fine. This should be fine here. Alright, so I left the little car parked right there. I hope you can see it. And I'm just across the street towards the beach. And that's the dunes that I was telling you about that is protected. You'll see, I'll show you the little sign. There's a sign right there. We're gonna go look at it. In the meantime, let me keep telling you our story. So back in August of 1969, about 20 days after the moon landing, the Troccolis Dorgans family, my mom and my dad, decided that life wasn't so easy here in Uruguay, so they decided to make a move. And the move at that time, the best thing was to come and live to go and live in the United States. I forget where I am right now. I'm in Uruguay, so I have to say to go to the United States to live there and try to make a better life for the whole family. The reason why is because I know my mom used to work for a hospital, a state-run hospital, and sometimes 2 or 3 months would go by and they wouldn't pay them. They wouldn't pay their employees. So can you imagine trying to raise 4 kids? And my dad already worked 2 jobs, and my mom wouldn't get paid for a couple months. It's like, how do you support a family like that? So they needed to make a decision in what they wanted to do, and that's what they did. They decided to start making all the plans and all the file all the correct paperwork, the appropriate paperwork, and go live in the United States. Alrighty then, let's see what we do here now. As you can see, I'm wearing a scarf because it is a little cold. Not that much. It's about 50 some degrees Fahrenheit. It's not quite spring yet, so it's a little tiny bit cold. So I'm wearing a scarf and I'm wearing a long sweater. I'm wearing leggings and unfortunately I'm also having to wear sneakers, which I don't like. See, I'm wearing sneakers and a long sweater that you can see right there too. All right, so let's show you the path to the beach. This is what I was referring to before in the video about these dunes being protected. Actually, you cannot walk in them. Hi, pretty. So you can't walk on the dunes because it's they take environmental issues very serious here. It's like you can recycle your cooking oil at the supermarket. They give you the little bottles for free, so you can put the oil that you use and then bring it back to the supermarket, and then you get another little bottle. It's not that little. You can put like probably 2 liters of oil in those plastic containers that are totally recyclable and reusable. So that's what they do. And then like that, recycling, they do a lot of they have prohibited the use of plastic bags, the use of plastic straws. So they take things very seriously here about the environment and about taking care of Mother Earth. They're very much into that. This little tiny country, it's I don't know how many square feet in I don't know how big it is in square feet, but I know that population wise there's only about 3 million Uruguayans in the country. Probably about 1.5 million live in the capital. I hope I'm saying some things that are correct. I'm gonna have to check myself on that. But yeah, probably about 1.5 million people in the capital, Montevideo, and then another 1 million in the rest of we call them departamentos, or you can call them states, like in the United States. So, and then 500,000 spread all over the world, because there's some people in Australia. I'm walking towards a sign that says Zona de Restauración del Cóndor Dunar. So restoration zone for the dunes, right? And look at the beach in winter. I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna sit here and talk to you for a bit so you can get to know the story of the Troccolis. All right, well, let's see if you can do, or you can see everything I wanted to accomplish in this video. I want you to see the ocean in back of me. I don't know if you can see it because the sun is right here and I really cannot see the screen. So hopefully you'll be able to see the ocean, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me, because the ocean is a little bit rough today, and maybe the sound will drown out my voice, which is a little hard to do, but not impossible. Anyway, so let me tell you the story in just a few simple sentences. The story of the Troccolis. We came to live in the United States August 9th, 1969. At that time, there were 4 kids. I'm the oldest, so Silvana, Gabriela, Luis, y Patricio, or Patrick. Right away, we started calling him Patrick. My mom and my dad. My mom's name is Maria Rosa. My dad's name is Luis. Just so that you get to know the Troccolis that came from this country. This is called Uruguay. This country is Uruguay. And we went to live in the United States. We arrived in Miami. The heat was unbearable. We had never felt heat and humidity as we experienced that day, coming down from the plane. At that time, there were no, the sleeves that go out to the planes now that you walk in and you don't get wet or you don't get cold or hot or anything. Well, there wasn't anything like that. So you had to step off the plane through the ladder, the stupid ladders that they had before, and walk through the tarmac inside the terminal. So that moment of the heat in Miami 50 years ago was just something that we will never forget. Anyway, so we did costumes. They gave us our, we had to sign all the paperwork, we show our passports, show everything that we needed to show that we were here legally. And then I think we received our actual green cards. At that time it was called the green card because it was green. Now they're pinkish. We received it in the mail just a couple of weeks after we arrived. From Miami, we went to JFK. My dad was waiting there for us with a car. We had never had a car. So that to us, it was like, wow, it's a big deal. Now we have a car. It's like, we felt like we were rich people. And we went to live, we weren't. We went to live in Newark, New Jersey, which is where my dad was working at the time. He was working in a factory at the time. And right away, we had a little tiny apartment. It was 2 bedrooms, one for my mom and dad, one for the rest of the kids. A little tiny living room, a little tiny kitchen, and even littler bathroom. But it was our new home, and we were grateful. All right, so that's how we came to live in the United States. The rest is history. But thankfully, within a year and a half of us being here, my dad was able to buy a house in Elizabeth, New Jersey, 718 Madison Avenue, Elizabeth, New Jersey, which was beautiful. It was like, that was a beautiful house. It was huge. It was a 2-story building. My uncle, his wife, and his little girl lived downstairs, and we lived upstairs. But then everybody, my sister and I had a room, my brothers had another room, my mom and my dad had another room. It was huge. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And we were so thankful that God was providing all of that for us. It was incredible. And then, well, so being the oldest, I turned, I was 16, I was 17. And my mom gave us the good news that she was expecting another little baby. So we had, my brother Steven was born. And then after that, I got married. Steven was 2 years old. I got married. I became pregnant right away. And the day that my mom took me to the doctor to see, how far along I was, she had the doctor check her out also. And she was also pregnant. So we were pregnant at the same time. But no, wait a minute, that's not right. It wasn't when she took me to get myself checked, was it? Because I know that my little sister Marianne and my son are 6 months apart. So yeah, it was probably around, I was probably like 3 months pregnant. And then my mom got pregnant, and I had my son, Chris, in April. And then my little sister, Marianne, was born in September of 1974. So, something like that. Right now I'm like, it's 50 years ago, 45 years ago. Anyway, so that's how the story started.